Well, hello everyone who has joined us tonight. In the interest of time, I think we'll proceed. A few more participants joining, but we will carry on. Welcome to the 2022 Annual General Meeting of the Lake of the Woods District Stewardship Association. We're really glad you could join us. My name is Chris Semenchuk, and I am the president of LOWDSA. Before we get started, I'll run through a few technical matters. We have a lot of people joining us today on the webinar, so we've muted the participant lines to reduce noise disruptions. If you'd like to ask a question, please use the Q&A tab on your screen. We'll do our best to answer these questions during the question and answer session later in the meeting. A voting ballot will appear on your screen for all resolutions to be presented at the meeting. You'll be able to vote for or against the resolution by clicking the appropriate button on the screen. If you have a question regarding a specific motion, please click the raise hand icon at the bottom of your screen when the presenter calls for questions. And please note there's only one vote per membership. If you experience any issues, you can email us at membership@lowdsa.com, or you can call 204-396-1014. And the number and the email is on the screen that you're looking at now. Although we meet virtually this evening, LOWDSA would like to acknowledge the lands and the waters of Treaty 1 and Treaty 3 as the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, and Métis peoples. This is the predominant land from which we call in this evening. Specifically, we'd like to share our respect for the land and the water in the Treaty Number 3 territory, encompassing the Lake of the Woods area. These lands and waters hold cultural and historic significance to the Anishinaabe and Métis peoples, and acknowledgement of our shared history. We continue to reaffirm our responsibilities for improving relations through the protection and stewardship of the land and water. Our quorum requirement for members' meetings is 21 members. I confirm that more than 25 members have joined this meeting online, so we therefore have a quorum for the meeting. It's my pleasure to call the meeting to order, and on the screen you can see the agenda for our meeting. We're going to kick off the meeting tonight by sharing the LOWDSA 60th anniversary video with you to commemorate this milestone.
Lake of the Woods area. To some, it's a place to visit and explore, and to others, it is just a place where you can take in and enjoy nature and really the beauty of the area. Our association is more than just for property owners. We are here for campers, boaters, lake users, friends, families, and visitors. We are here to share our knowledge and information for a large number of people on a great variety of issues. So it's all about sharing that passion for the lake and seeing what we can bring to you, our membership, through the association.
LOWDSA started as a number of cottagers originally from the Clearwater Bay area. They came together and then carried on, realizing that there were so many things that needed to be addressed at the lake to keep it the kind of place where you want to spend your time. The association is now involved with forestry, water quality, development in the area.
Previously, it was called Lake of the Woods District Property Owners Association. However, it's morphed into something completely different.
The reason for that was because we heard from some people that they wanted to join the association, but they didn't own a property. And there's many others that enjoy the area, whether it be people that are here for the day, visiting family, visiting friends, camping, canoeing. So we wanted to take that property owner out of the name, and we inserted stewardship.
Well, LOWDSA is great because it's all about stewardship, and so bringing people together to protect this natural resource for generations to come is so critically important for all of us to embrace. I think it's important that people on the lake are members so that we can all be stewards together. We can be aware of issues that are perhaps this area is confronting, and we can all be proud to play our part.
We want the association to look after the forests and the waters around the lake and to protect it for future generations. They need a strong voice, and the more numbers that we have, the more we're able to do. If you're able to join the association, it's a small fee to be a member.
The Lake Smart program, in my mind, is one of the most impactful programs that the association runs today.
One of the biggest parts of our Lake Smart programming is doing dock visits, visiting people's properties, learning from them and teaching them about invasive species, shorelines, erosion, all of that stuff. It's a great idea to become a LOWDSA member so that you can become a part of the collective voice for protecting the area, and also to learn and to educate others. We're sort of transitioning to hands-on education as doing our own pilot projects, which I'm really excited about. We were able to launch a boat wash to help, all with the goal of increasing awareness of invasive species.
Kids programming is one of my favorite pieces of the things that we do. We have a bunch of invasive species in jars and lots of stuff to show off, so the kids love coming by to see what we have to say. They have this care for the environment, and it's really neat to see how interested they are in what we have to say and how much fun they have with the games and stuff we play. It kind of feels like they're in a school lesson, but they don't know it because we make it super fun.
The Area News, it's a magazine that's unique to all of us. It has a special place in our hearts. It comes out 5 times a year, and it helps our members stay connected to lake life.
I'd be the first person to say that the Area News is a publication that is second to none in this district. There is so much information in that publication now that people, I think, have become quite reliant on it.
I think LOWDSA is an important part of our community because I think it teaches people what isn't common knowledge. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people on the lake that love the lake, but they don't know how to help. And I think it's really important for our Lake Smart team to get out there and spread that education. Becoming a member with LOWDSA is a great addition because it provides the support that we need to set up our boat wash station, and it provides opportunity for awareness and outreach programs.
Taking care of our environment is super important because a healthy lake is a healthy life. Water is a part of absolutely everything that we do, so it really needs to be a top priority to take care of. LOWDSA plays a very important role in the outreach part because we are the first people in our area to be doing these programs, so we get to talk to a lot of people and spread the word on things that a lot of people don't know about in this area.
You should become a LOWDSA member to learn more about the region, to support environmental programs that protect the region.
LOWDSA has a legacy for 60 years and now more of helping preserve lake life and all the things that it means to us. We have a vision that the Lake of the Woods region remains one of the most beautiful places on Earth for present and future generations to enjoy. Our work, the activities that we do, our Lake Smart team, our communications to the Area News, and more are all due to our members' support, and our association works hard to continue to deliver more work for the area.
The association's membership is fairly open. Anybody who likes the area, likes the lake and the water and all the amenities it has to offer. I mean, you don't have to own a property. You can become a member even if you never visit the area. If you just like keeping up to date on what's going on in the Lake of the Woods area. You just have to look out over the water and it's immediate peace and serenity.
More than ever, I understand the need for stewardship in the area and the importance of the work that LOWDSA does. We have this very passionate community of people that all care about the area, and LOWDSA provides a way of bringing that community together for shared education and action to protect what we love.
If you love the lake life, join LOWDSA to protect the lake and region for future generations.
I'm back. Thank you. And thanks to all those that worked on the video, participated in the video, and we hope that you all enjoyed that. So we've now come to the business portion of our meeting, and all members received notice of the meeting together with a summary of the 2021 audited financial statements and the 2022 budget. Copies of the complete 2021 audited financials and the minutes of the 2021 annual general meeting are posted on the LOWDSA website if you would like some more detail. In the interest of time, we've asked specific board members to move and second the resolutions to be presented at this meeting. The following resolution is moved by Jackie Lowe and seconded by Chelsea Lobson. Resolved that the minutes of the annual general meeting of the association held on April 8th, 2021 are hereby approved. The text of the resolution is on your screen. So if you have a question regarding this motion, you can raise your hand. Click the raise your hand icon at the bottom of the screen. And if there are no questions regarding the motion, you can vote now. Oh, I see a question. Oh. Okay, as everybody is voting. I don't know. I'm not seeing the resolution, the vote. Oh, can I don't see the resolution. If Marie or Elena could flash that back on the screen. Thank you. All thank you. The motion is passed. Okay. I'll just say a few words now. Next screen. In 2021, we set out to formalize the LOWDSA strategic plan, deliver existing and new environment programs, including Lake Smart, the mobile boat wash station and zebra mussel monitoring program, and keep members informed via social media and the area news. The LOWDSA team worked hard in 2021 to accomplish all this and more. The year was one of many firsts for LOWDSA, including the first year for the role of the Environment Program Coordinator. The first year we had a team of 4 Lakeside students. We piloted the first ever mobile boat wash at key dock locations in the region, and we distributed the zebra mussel settlement sampler for the first time. The chairs of the LOWDSA standing committees that undertake much of the association's work, including membership and communication, government affairs, environment and finance, will provide an update shortly on last year's achievements and their plans for the upcoming year. Preserving and enhancing the environment of the Lake of the Woods region remains of primary importance to LOWDSA members. We will continue to educate and provide programs for our members related to issues affecting the place that we all love. And keeping our members informed remains a key priority. We'll continue connecting our members to information and resources through social media, e-news, and of course the area news. The LOWDSA board and staff remain focused on increasing our membership and encouraging new and younger members to join. We encourage everyone to spread the word about becoming a member and consider gifting a membership to a friend or family member. Thanks for your input as we work through the strategic planning process. It was a useful process for the board and staff to work through to prioritize areas of focus for 2022 and beyond. LOWDSA represents multiple parties with a wide range of interests and priorities. So our role will focus on providing information and resources, coordinating activities, and educating members on issues impacting the Lake of the Woods region. In a couple of minutes, we'll share a video to further describe LOWDSA's updated strategic plan. And later on in our meeting, we'll be welcoming 3 new directors to the LOWDSA board and thanking 2 longstanding directors who are stepping down from the board. Thanks to all the LOWDSA staff, directors, and other volunteers on our committees and those who help at our events for all the work that you do. And finally, thanks to all of our members for your ongoing support and keep spreading the word. I'll now leave you to watch the strategic plan video.
Welcome to the Lake of the Woods District Stewardship Association. We're here to talk to you about a shared passion for lake life and LOWDSA's vision, mission, and goals as we unveil our strategic plan. LOWDSA sent a survey to its members to gather feedback on current priorities and identify critical issues for the association moving forward. We then formed a strategic planning committee to help form our new vision, mission, and goals. Our vision is that the Lake of the Woods region remains one of the most beautiful places on Earth for present and future generations to enjoy. With this vision, the Lake of the Woods District Stewardship Association engages and educates for environmental sustainability in the Lake of the Woods region. Our core values are the fundamental beliefs that are reflected in our work. We believe in maintaining a current understanding of best environmental practices through the experience and knowledge of our members and council of experts. We will share this information with our members and others, encouraging them to make decisions on their own that will minimize the human impact, protect the environment, and sustain the value. We believe in sustaining a respectful and positive presence with government, business, and the larger community of the Lake of the Woods region to ensure that concerns and interests are considered in our policy and operational decisions. We believe that education based on sound research will lead to better decisions and practices by our members and the larger community of the Lake of the Woods region. Informed communication is important to further the goals of the association and to educate and inform our members and the larger community. We also believe in activities that will encourage membership involvement in association activities. We will maintain a current and positive image of the association amongst our members and the larger community of the Lake of the Woods region. Let's move into our goals and objectives moving forward. LOWDSA provides information and coordinates activities to preserve and enhance the environment of the Lake of the Woods region, meaning we will educate and empower the community on environmental issues to increase awareness and inform sustainable action. We will support and facilitate key partnerships in order to coordinate environmental efforts in the region and ensure community concerns are being heard. We will deliver coordinated environmental programming that provides hands-on engagement opportunities and measurable environmental benefits. LOWDSA communicates and engages on issues impacting the region. We will communicate and share information on a wide range of matters in the region through publications of the area news and social media. We engage on issues impacting the environment as decided by the board and staff through sound decision-making processes and recommendations. We identify and connect members to information and resources within and beyond LOWDSA through development and implementation of communication plans. We will strengthen relationships and increase collaboration to address identified priorities. Thank you for watching this video. To learn more about LOWDSA's strategic plan and about the association overall, visit www.lowdsa.com.
Thank you. Thanks, Patrick. And Now I will turn it over to Jeff Rempel, one of our co-treasurers, who will present the 2021 audited financial statements. Over to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Chris. Our auditors, BDO Canada LLP, have completed their audit of the 2021 financial statements of LOWDSA, and a summary of those statements for the financial year ending December 31st, 2021 was circulated to members with the notice of this meeting. Copies of the complete audited statements are available on the LOWDSA website or by email as well. So here's some of the highlights for 2021. On the next slide, you can see we ended 2021 with a surplus of just over $2,700, largely driven by government wage subsidies, and the 2022 budget is calling for a modest surplus of just over $5,500. As shown on the next slide, from a revenue perspective, our 2021 budget was based on expected revenues of $270,000. Actual revenue totaling $306,000 was above budget by approximately $35,000. And really the significant deviations from budget there included royalties in excess of our budget of approximately $5,000, LakeSmart program sponsorships in excess of budget by approximately $6,000, and government wage subsidies that we received of approximately $20,000 that were not budgeted for. The 2022 budget includes a reduction in membership fees based on our declining membership numbers. It includes $10,000 of interest income due to the association's partial repayment of the COVID-related CEBA loan, which I'll speak to on a further slide, and an increase in LakeSmart sponsorships, subsidies, and grants. On the next slide here is expenses. So our overall 2021 expenses of approximately $305,000 were slightly above budget. We did make similar assumptions when budgeting 2022 expenses, other than the environment program coordinator role and environment expense, although as we showed on the revenue slide, we do expect that those expenses are entirely covered by funding that will be received this year. On the next slide here is our statement of financial position for 2 years. So LOWDSA has a strong cash position, and we do continue to invest in some short-term GICs to generate a small amount of interest income on an annual basis. The other item of note here is the long-term debt amount of $60,000. So this relates to the Canada Emergency Business Account, or CEBA loan, from the federal government that was created due to COVID. This amount increased by $20,000 from the prior year, as the government did provide additional funding in 2021. The loan is interest-free, and if repaid before the maturity date, portions of the loan are forgiven. So given LOWDSA's strong cash position, the association intends to repay the loan over 2022 and 2023, which will generate an additional $10,000 of interest income in each of those 2 years. So, or said another way, really, LOWDSA will receive a total of $20,000 of income from the federal government related to this program with no expenses incurred. With regards to the Environmental Initiatives and Special Projects Fund, or the EISP, this is the fund that it does include member donations to this fund, and some of the projects that this fund would includes, addressing invasive species, environment awareness initiatives, i.e. the boat wash and LakeSmart. The association transferred a total of $10,000 from the EISP to operations in 2021 to pay for the 60th anniversary video that we screened earlier in this meeting. Originally, we had budgeted for a transfer of $25,900. However, the full amount was not ultimately needed to be transferred based on some of the wage subsidies that LOWDSA received. In 2022, LOWDSA is budgeting to transfer $10,000 from the EISP for items as shown here, including the Watershed Forum, bilge blooms, loud kids, seedlings, and the mobile boat wash. We do continue to pursue government and private sector sponsorships for these environmental programs, but given the uncertainty around some of that funding, we do encourage member donations to the EISP fund. And rest assured that we do seek appropriate approvals from the board to transfer funds out of the EISP to support relevant programs as needed. So what are our expectations for 2022? Just to recap, again, we are budgeting a small surplus in 2022. but we do continue to need new members and their fees to support the programming that is being budgeted. So, please continue to spread the word. Additionally, we're always looking for extra LakeSmart sponsors. So if you or anyone that you know would be interested in helping with that, please let us know. If you have a question regarding these financial statements or the budget, please click the raise hand icon at the bottom of your screen, and we'll try and answer any related questions right now. Not seeing any immediately come in, and we do have a Q&A session at the end. So hearing no questions right now, thanks for your attention. I'll turn it over to Carly Fike, our other co-treasurer, to now present the motion to appoint auditors.
All right, thank you, Jeff. It is recommended that BDO Canada LLP Chartered Accountants be reappointed as auditors for the 2022 fiscal year. I move the resolution, and it is seconded by Jeff Rempel. Resolved that BDO Canada LLP Chartered Accountants be reappointed as auditors of the association for the 2022 fiscal year. The text of this resolution is now on your screen. If you have a question regarding this motion, please click the raise hand icon on the bottom of the screen. All right. Everyone voted now. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm on mute. The motion has passed. Oh dear. Thanks, Carly, and thanks, Jeff. So now we'll carry on to chairs of our standing committees to present their reports on committee activities during the past year and plans for next year. Hardy Bach, the chair of the Membership and Communications Committee, will present the first of these reports. If you have any questions during the reports, you can use the Q&A tab on your screen at the bottom, and we'll do our best to answer the questions during the question and answer session later in the meeting. And now I'll turn it over to Hardy. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris. As you saw, we are actively working on the goals and objectives arising from the strategic plan that we shared with you earlier in the presentation. And as we've noted, the strategic plan is available on our website. Thanks to the above group of individuals, the committee is working towards establishing renewed goals and implementing these objectives. These are some of the highlights of the Membership and Communications Committee activities for the past year. Special welcome to Alina as the board's new communications coordinator. And further to our communication strategy, we have active accounts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube that provide notices of activities and issues in our watershed. Often these are issues that are later addressed in more detail in the area news, but these platforms allow for more rapid delivery on developing issues. As you can see, we are progressing in our efforts thanks to our staff. With the addition of our communications coordinator, we hope to continue to expand our presence and attract new members. The area news remains an outstanding journal where we can inform our members of concerns about the lake and share member stories with each other. We remain one of the few lake organizations who produce a true magazine. We continue to inform our members who are on our email contact list with e-blasts on breaking news items of interest to our members. And please ensure that we do have your current email address so that we can reach you. Finally, the committee continues to review how we handle member renewals with a view to better communication with our members. We are continuing to improve our ability to use our database to develop better communication and membership strategies. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Hardy. Okay, so now we have a trivia challenge. We have 2 questions tonight. So the rules are on the screen. We're going to display the question slide for a short period. Ask that you respond with your answer using the chat button. And the first person to respond with the correct answer wins a prize, and we'll announce those winners at the conclusion of the AGM tonight. So we'll start with the first question. The question is, which of these are LOWDSA benefits? Oh. Answers still coming in. Okay. The answer is F, all of the above. Thanks for all those who answered, and we'll see at the end of the AGM who wins the prize. Thank you. So now we will carry on to the Government Affairs Committee, and Don Parfit is the chair of the committee, but unable to join us tonight. So Garth Collier is going to present the report of the Government Affairs Committee. And I'll turn that over to Garth. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. First of all, I'd just like to begin by thanking the members of the Government Affairs Committee. That would be Barry Baltesson, Mona Brown, Nancy Selmajarvi, Jackie Lowe, Bob Stewart, and as Chris already said, Don Parfit, who's the chair. The Government Affairs Committee is actually our eyes and ears. We thank them for their commitment. It's a lot of work and the issues are ever changing. There's just lots of moving parts. I'll begin with just a quick update of the twinning of the highway, which covers the first 6.5 kilometers from the Manitoba border to Highway 673, which I think most of us probably know it as Gundy Lake Road. If you have been able to go out to Lake of the Woods region this spring or even through the winter, you'd know that it's all cleared and it looks like they're ready to really start doing some serious work. Moncrief Construction out of Kenora has the contract for the first part. It's estimated that by 2029, the traffic on this highway will increase by approximately 12 to 16%. It'll bring an average daily volume of vehicles to about 5,500. In the peak season, that is the summer, they estimate that there'll be 7,800 vehicles. I think it's already a very, very busy highway. I think it's very dangerous. So I welcome the change. A deep environmental assessment has taken place, which means that the habitat assessment, fish community sampling, vegetation, and wildlife observations all have been included in their report. Our role will be to continue to disseminate information and to keep members informed on the progress. Under forestry, in the upcoming spring edition of the Area News, summaries of the work done by various cottage associations are presented. You'll be able to read about the Clearwater Bay Stewardship, Clyde Bay, Ena Lake cottage associations who provide a description of the negotiation process that they participated in. LOWDSA will keep members up to date with any new developments in the Whiskey Jack or the Kenora Forest. Lastly, LOWDSA is an active representative on the Local Citizens Committee, which is an initiative of the government branch of the Northern Development, Mines, Natural Resources, and Forestry. The Honorable Greg Rickford is the minister responsible. All stakeholders are represented and we meet regularly. The next topic is a big one, and there's lots of details, but I'm just going to present an overview. Bob Stewart has been our main person involved in this. He has written a very comprehensive article that will appear in the upcoming Area News. So Bob tells us that new rates changes that affect both residents and seasonal consumers are already taking place. You probably noticed that on your bill. Notable are the approximate $10 a month increase for residents and the reduction of the Ontario electricity rebate, which involves a reduced GST tax and I believe provincial sales tax. Overall, and this is an important point, the actual dollar increases is very much determined by the volume of electricity used during any period. If you want to save money, the off-peak times are the ways to do it. And that's clearly outlined in Bob's article. Fisheries is going through lots of changes. The ministry has met with the Lake of the Woods Advisory Council and will continue to do so. The Advisory Council is planning roundtable discussions throughout this spring. I think one happened in March and will continue to do so. They will seek input from the public. This information will be considered and fed back to the public. Essentially, the concern is the long-term sustainability of the Lake of the Woods fisheries, and in particular walleye. The last topic would be the Nuclear Waste Management Organization. They continue to explore the feasibility and willingness of the community of Ignis to participate in the nuclear waste management program. The other site that has been selected is studied is in the Bruce Peninsula on Lake Huron. It's close to Owen Sound and Tobermory. Currently, the borehole drilling analysis from the Ignis site are due in shortly. The Grand Council Treaty 3 has produced a very comprehensive document that is available. So if anyone is interested, you can contact either us through the Lake of the Woods or the Grand Council Treaty 3. Once again, all of this information for any of the government affairs topics is available on our website or just by calling the LOWDSA numbers. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Garth. Now we have another trivia question. And the question is, how many seedlings have LOWDSA members planted? And once again, if you would just put your answer in the chat. All right. Thanks everyone for your participation. A couple more still coming in. There you go. There's the answer. B, more than 300,000. So now we will turn it over to Chelsea Lobson, one of the co-chairs of the Environment Committee. And Chelsea will present the report of the Environment Committee. So Chelsea, over to you.
Hi, everyone. On behalf of the Environment Committee, one of our greatest accomplishments in 2021 was increasing LOWDSA's staff capacity for environmental programming, hiring the first annual environment program coordinator intern. This new position resulted in new and impactful initiatives like the mobile boat wash station and invasive species monitoring program. I'm excited to introduce this year's environment program coordinator and past Lake Smart student, Bree McCardle, to present on the impact of LOWDSA's environmental work in 2021.
Thanks, Chelsea. 2021 was our biggest team yet. With 4 Lake Smart students and 1 program coordinator, there was a lot of progress and new initiatives that came up. So here is a list of highlights. As you can see, we launched our mobile boat wash station, which was the first of its kind in our area. We hosted 3 very successful webinars, which are on our YouTube channel. And always, our award-winning Lake Smart team continued to visit lake users, dock to dock, and at the markets. Once again, Lake Smart 2021 got off to a very different start than in past years. The program, in partnership with our fantastic funders, made plans to ensure safety requirements were met and the program could move forward in another year of uncertainties. A big part of that was the team's planning on a larger presence of virtual sessions in Lake Smart to combine both the in-person and web-based aspects. Last year, our Lake Smart team was composed of returning post-secondary students Abby Friesen and myself, Bree, as our Lake Smart ambassadors, and we welcomed Quinn Miller and Shauna Sensora to the team. This team brought forward our social media presence and continued to engage with everyone throughout the district.
The team delivered nearly 1,000 dock kits, visited 20 lakes, and delivered 3 webinars on forestry, invasive species, and algal bloom topics. We documented concerns over water quality, invasive species, shoreline health, all things impacting the ecosystem and area that we have come to enjoy. Moving forward, LOWDSA will continue to prioritize finding new ways to expand and fund the program to ensure we continue to share information across the watershed and provide leadership environmental stewardship. Recently, the Environment Committee undertook a strategic planning session that will help guide our work plan of our environmental monitoring program and our committee in growing our environmental stewardship well into the future. Moving into 2022, the LOWDSA Environment Committee is looking forward to 3 new initiatives to build on the foundation of our Lake Smart program. I'm happy to announce that I have officially been hired as a full-time environment program coordinator. I plan to expand the work of the Environment Committee and LOWDSA in relation to protecting the watershed. Secondly, LOWDSA will continue to be leaders in protecting against aquatic invasive species and continued work towards the purchase of the mobile boat wash unit. The unit will promote clean, drain, dry best practices and provide a proactive approach to defending against invasive species in the future. Also, we will continue to deliver citizen science zebra mussel monitoring equipment and create a network of volunteer monitors throughout the basin. If you want to volunteer to have a zebra mussel monitoring kit on your dock, please reach out to us and we would love to hook you up with that. Thanks.
Thanks, Chelsea and Bree. All right, now we'll move on to election of directors. Our bylaws allow us to have a minimum of 7 and a maximum of 17 board members. We currently have 12 board members. Hardy Bach, chair of our nominating committee, will now introduce the persons nominated as new board members. I'll turn it over to Hardy.
Thank you, Chris. The following persons have been nominated as members of the board to serve a 2-year term. Mark Finney is a longtime cottager at Granite Lake. Mark brings a wealth of experience from his career in finance and marketing. He has a history of extensive prior board experience, and we look forward to Mark's joining the board. Barbara Manson is a resident of Kenora and has a camp on the Winnipeg River. Barb worked for the City of Kenora as a manager for many years in the Parks Department. She has extensive prior board experience as well and is currently involved as an active volunteer in a number of organizations. And the board looks forward to Barb's joining the board. Bob Stewart, you've already seen in the video, and you've heard about his work with the hydro rates. Bob was born and raised in Kenora. He is currently a year-round resident at Longbow Lake. Bob worked for the Daily Miner and News for many years and is a frequent contributor to the area news. He has been a lay member of the Government Affairs Committee for many years, and we're looking forward to his involvement on the board as a director. In addition, the following existing board members have agreed to serve another 2-year term on the board: Chelsea Lobson, Jackie Lowe, Don Parfit, and Jeff Rempel. I'd like to thank all of the directors for returning, those that are returning, and also for the new board members that are going to be joining us for the next year. So I'd like to move the following resolution. Garth Collier has seconded this resolution. Be it resolved that Mark Finney, Barbara Manson, Bob Stewart, Chelsea Lobson, Jackie Lowe, Don Parfit, and Jeff Rempel be elected as directors of the association for a term of 2 years. The text of this motion is on your screen. So if you would vote now, please. Thank you. I'm looking for confirmation that the motion has passed.
The motion has passed.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
And the next slide, please. And these are your board of directors for the 2022-2023 year. Adam Blake from Corkscrew Island, Garth Collier from Schnarr Lake, Mark Fenney from Granite Lake, Carly Fike, Welcome Channel, Lucas King, Woodchuck Bay, Chelsea Lobson, Kendall Inlet, Jackie Lowe, Gun Club Island, Barb Manson, Winnipeg River, Don Parfit, Winnipeg River, Jeff Rempel, Pine Portage Bay, Christine Semenchuk, Big Stone Bay, Bob Stewart, Longbow Lake, and Trevor Templeton, Manaki. Thanks to all the directors, and this is my last annual general meeting, and I'd like to thank all of you for your input, your support, answering my questions, and making it possible for me to be on the board. I'm going to miss the people for sure, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Farty. Okay, moving on, our staff have prepared a video to introduce the 2022 LOWDSA team to you. So I'll turn you over to the video.
Hi, I'm Patrick Paulo, and I'm the Executive Director of the Lake of the Woods District Stewardship Association. For 60 years, LOWDSA has been sharing its passion for lake life with you, our valued members. They say something amazing happens when you're a LOWDSA member, and that could not be more true. That is why I have the great opportunity, the privilege, and pleasure of introducing to you our staff, who are the unsung heroes of the association that keep our day-to-day operations moving along. I like to put a face to the name and shine light on our staff who prepared this special video. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to Alina Collier, Bria McCardle, and Cassie Mazer. They're going to talk to you about their plans for 2022 and beyond. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lena Collier, and I am the Marketing and Communications Coordinator here at LOWDSA. It is really exciting to be working at LOWDSA because I have a huge passion for lake life. I grew up going to my lake called Ottermere, and it really is my happy place. It is a dream come true to be living and breathing lake life every single day now. Being a part of LOWDSA is special because I get to be a part of the important work that we do, preserving lakes for generations to come. This 60th anniversary is special because it highlights and celebrates the shared passion for lake life that we all have.
I'm Bria McCardle, the Environmental Program Coordinator here at LOWDSA. Growing up on Black Sturgeon Lake introduced me to a special appreciation for water and for everyone from benthic invertebrates to cottagers who call it home. Whether it's fishing, swimming, or exploring, I'm very fortunate to be in an area surrounded by so many lakes, big or small. I adore nature, and I truly am fascinated by all it can offer. I am proud to say I am part of LOWDSA's voice in environmental conservation and sustainability efforts. LOWDSA has accomplished so much in the last 60 years. We place sustainability and water quality of the watershed as a priority, and our efforts are reflected in our partnerships, programs, education, and outreach. I'm eager to see what the next 60 years will bring for the association, our members, and this beautiful area on Treaty 3 land.
I'm Cassidy, your Education and Outreach Manager. I have had the absolute pleasure of spending a lifetime of summers in Nestor Falls, living the best lake life you can imagine. Throughout my childhood, I grew to love it, and now I strive to protect it by helping others love and care for nature too. I find it incredibly special just how many of us have this shared connection to the Lake of the Woods area. And LOWDSA has brought together this entire community of profound passion for 60 years. I think it's really inspiring to look back at everything we've accomplished in that time, and I find it both comforting and exciting to think of everything we're going to accomplish in the future.
We couldn't do staff introductions without acknowledging the start of our LakeSmart team. The LakeSmart team is a very important piece of everything that LOWDSA does. This team will connect with our members and spread awareness and stewardship. Be sure to look out for our 2022 LakeSmart team at our events and on the water this summer.
We appreciate your membership so much, and as we say, something amazing happens when you're a LOWDSA member.
And we just wanted to thank you for sharing your passion for lake life with us, and we look forward to all the future stewardship for our lakes that we will do with you.
All right. On behalf of the LOWDSA's Board of Directors, our lovely staff, Alina, Bree, and Cassidy, we thank you for watching this video and attending our AGM. We also welcome our new LakeSmart team. Be sure to wave to us when you see us on the boat. I think it's going to be a great summer, and we look forward to the next 60 years and beyond.
Thanks, Patrick, Elena, Bree, and Cassidy. Well done. Okay, we're now at a point where we can answer any questions that you raise. I do see that there was one question in the chat, and I will maybe start by answering. I'll read the question and then answer it, and it's a good question, and it's question related to approving our audited financial statements. And the question was wondering if you need a motion to approve your audited financial statements. I didn't know this, but the audited financial statements are to be approved by members. I'm sorry, the board, not members. So hence we provided you, the members, with an update tonight, but the board has approved or will be approving them. So I hope that clarifies. And then I will turn it over to Bree to ask any other questions that have come in tonight.
All right, so I have a question here. Is there any news on the route for the next phase of the highway twinning?
To the best of my knowledge, everything that we know is on their website, and Bob Stewart and the Government Affairs Committee is much more knowledgeable about it than I am. I've looked after the forestry, but I don't think there's anything definitive as of yet, and I hope that that's correct. I think that's part of what's to be discussed in the near future.
Are there any other questions? All's quiet out there.
Oops, I was muted that whole time. I said I have another question here on the water levels, and I just want to share with you guys that the Lake of the Woods Water Control Board had a webinar last night, and I will send the link in the chat to watch the webinar. They have a Q&A section at the very end of the webinar, which was very helpful for all the questions to answer. But basically, all of our knowledge comes from there, so it's really helpful to watch the webinar, but I'll link it now. And then another question we have was about the LakeSmart Boat Wash. The boat wash for locations this year are not totally set in stone, but we are going to say that on Thursdays we'll be at the Discovery Center to decontaminate boats along Highway 17. And then on Fridays, the two operational days are Thursdays and Fridays. On Fridays, we'll hopefully be at the rec center, but like I said, it's not set in stone. So we will keep that updated through radio ads as well as all of our social media.
Any other questions out there? A quiet group tonight.
There was a question about membership declining.
So the question is, it seems that membership numbers have been declining. Can you comment?
Do you want me to take that one, Harvey?
Yes, I guess you and I we have a similar answer, I think. So go ahead.
So the question on membership declining, demographics play a role in the change in membership, and as cottages are sold, often the prior owners are members, and we're not capturing the new owners of the cottage property or cottages. We changed, and you probably saw in the video mention of becoming a district stewardship, or the Stewardship Association. I'm stumbling on my words here, because we want to expand the membership and to encourage people to join who are visiting the lake, not necessarily having to own a property. And along with doing that, we're gearing some of our future programming to younger generations, because that's the generation that's coming into the area, whether they're coming in canoeing, camping, or purchasing family properties, or in we're at a turning point, and we're working very hard to try and entice and attract those younger members to join. Maybe Hardy, if you have anything else to add to that.
I think you've answered the question, or the challenge is to reach out to that demographic that may not be a property owner, and we are trying to make attempts at that, as Chris has said. The other challenge is when the cottages, back to the property owners, when the properties are sold, we have a program with the real estate companies in the area, and are trying to enhance that program, and to make the new owners aware of the benefits of joining LOWDSA. But it remains a challenge, and we're hoping with the communications coordinator and with a new strategic plan to address that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you guys, that was great. So I shared the link for the Lake of the Woods Control Board webinar. They also provide great updates on their website, and we share those through our social medias as well. So just for everyone, a reminder, the Q&A function is at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to type a message in. You could also raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question verbally.
I think is there something in the chat?
So I have sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Barb Manson just mentioned that don't forget to vote, and I think she's referring to the election.
Oh yeah, okay.
In Ontario.
Yeah, good point.
So those of you that are residents of Ontario and are allowed to vote in that election, make your voice heard.
Someone was wondering if they can still get zebra mussel settlement samplers for the monitoring program. Absolutely. We have a Google form available. You could also send an email to any of our info@LOWDSA or epc@lowdsa.com, and I will hook you up with the Google form. You could fill it out, and then we can meet to get that sampler in the water soon.
Thanks. Good. Okay, it's awfully quiet, so maybe we'll carry on and inform who is winning, who won the prizes.
I just have one more question before we do.
Oh, sure thing, yes.
What can be done with wakeboard boats that create damage to the shoreline? Chris, I believe you're the one to ask for this one.
So we have a committee or a small group that have met with the government organizations involved in this. Boat use regulations are found on the vessel operation restriction regulations. Primary contacts, if there are some concerns, are the Canadian Coast Guard and or the local Marine Police. We have a navigation committee and we're hoping to meet with those parties this year. But with COVID, things certainly haven't happened as quickly as we'd like. But we are continuing to maintain contact and we'll keep you apprised if and when those meetings occur.
I'd also like to add, Chris, if I may, that federal regulations demand that within 30 meters of a dock or shorelines that the speed be less than 10 kilometers per hour. And I realize that's ironic when that's kind of a desirable speed for a wakeboard boat, which certainly wreaks a lot of havoc along the shoreline.
Yeah.
If anyone does have any remaining questions and you would like to ask them later, please send us an email at info@lowdsa.com and we will be sure to get back to you with any information. Thanks.
Great, thanks. And thanks everyone for your questions. And yes, by all means, anytime something comes up, you have questions, you need information, you know where to find us. So just a comment, we had 33 people register on the first day that the word went out about the AGM, and 8 people registered within 10 minutes of the email going out. Wow. So the winner of our door prize, which is a LOWDSA paddle, for being the first to register is, drum roll, Robert Bowman. And then we also had the 2 trivia questions. And so the winner is, in both cases, the individual that answered the question correctly first. So trivia question number 1, the winner is Terry Reese. Trivia question number 2, Thomas Kucera. So congratulations to all 3 of you. Do we have a picture of the paddle? I never thought that should be on our screen, but nevertheless, we'll be in contact with you to arrange to get a paddle sent your way. And thanks to all who participated and congratulations to the 3 of you. All right. Thanks to I guess a few thank yous. First of all, welcome to our 3 new board members, Mark Finney, Barb Manson, and Bob Stewart. Thank you to 2 outgoing board members, longstanding members, Hardy Bach and Dave Christie, for their contributions to the LOWDSA board. Hardy is a past president and chair of the membership committee, and Dave was a key member of our finance committee and strategic planning committee. And both Dave and Hardy spent a lot of time supporting our events over their tenure on the board, and we appreciate their contributions. Thank you to Patrick Paulo, our executive director, and all of our staff. Tonight, you met Bree, Cassidy, and Alina, and of course our Lake Smart team, who are will have a new team this year. But thanks to all of them for preparing tonight for the AGM, in addition to the ongoing work they do to support the LOWDSA programming. And I welcome Garth Collier, who is the president-elect for the coming year. And I know we'll leave the association in good hands as Garth leads us forward. So thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for your ongoing support over the years. And as the screen says, thank you for 60 years. It's a real milestone, and we're real proud of that. And I think that wraps up our 2020 AGM, and I now call the meeting to a close.